In this video, we are discussing about the cost sheet. The contents of this video are meaning of cost sheet, objectives of preparation of cost sheet, components of cost sheet, and format of cost sheet. Let's start with the meaning of cost sheet. A cost sheet is a statement which represents the various costs incurred at different stages of business operations in a tabular format. It determines the cost or expenditure made by the organization along with cost incurred on each unit of a product or service in a particular period. A cost sheet is a useful tool for the managers to keep control over the business expenses and cost of the products or services. In large organizations, cost statements play a vital role in keeping track of multiple components of costs incurred at different stages and departments, including production, factory, office, selling, and distribution. Let's understand why this cost sheet is prepared. What are the objectives for preparing cost sheet? The total cost and cost per unit of the product can be ascertained. Second, it helps the management to fix up the selling price on the basis of the cost per unit of the product after charging certain percentage of profit on cost. It also helps the management presenting a comparative study of current cost with the existing cost per unit. After proper comparison, the management can take the corrective measures. It helps the management while formulating suitable production policy. It is very helpful to submit a price quotation or tenders, and it also helps the management by supplying suitable information for management control. Next point is components of cost. An organization needs to bear multiple types of cost while carrying out business operation. In a cost sheet, cost is bifurcated in the following components. First, prime cost, works cost, cost of production, and total cost. Let's see each component one by one. First is prime cost. The initial cost made for manufacturing a product, that is raw material, labor wages, and other production related expenses, is termed as prime cost. Following is the equation for computing the prime cost is used. Prime cost is equal to direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses, where direct material or cost of material consumed is calculated with the help of the following formula. Direct material is equal to, or cost of material consumed is equal to, opening stock of raw material plus material purchase plus expenses on purchase minus closing stock of raw material. Next concept is works cost. Works cost is also called as factory cost. The works cost is calculated by summing up the prime cost with the factory overheads and simultaneously adjusting the opening and closing stock of work in progress. It can be denoted as works cost is equal to prime cost plus factory overhead plus opening stock of work in progress minus closing stock of work in progress. Next is cost of production. The cost of production includes all the direct and indirect cost, including material, labor, other expenses, that is production cost, factory cost, and office or administrative cost. The following formula denotes the computation of cost of production. Cost of production is equal to works cost plus administrative overheads. After making an adjustment of the opening finished goods and the closing finished goods to the cost of production, we acquire the production of goods sold. Its formula is cost of production of goods sold is equal to works cost plus administrative overheads plus opening finished goods minus closing finished goods. Next concept is total cost. The final value of product or service can be determined after adding all the selling and distribution expenses to the cost of production of goods sold. The formula to find out the total cost or cost of sale is total cost is equal to cost of production of goods sold plus selling and distribution overheads. To understand the format of cost sheet, we must know the sequence of component of cost and overheads. The component cost are prime cost, works cost, cost of production and total cost. Sequence of overheads are factory overheads, office and administrative overheads and selling and distribution overheads. If you remember this, you will easily remember the format of cost sheet. Let's see the format of cost sheet. The format of cost sheet is very simple. At the beginning, you have to mention the cost of dash organization for the month of period of the cost sheet. The column of cost sheets are particulars, details, total cost and cost per unit. If you want to calculate cost per unit is calculated by total cost divided by number of units. Let's see the format of cost sheet. First, you have to add all direct cost, means direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. Then you will get prime cost. Direct material means raw material consumed gets by opening stock of raw material, add material purchase, add carriage inward means expenses on purchases, less closing stock of raw material. In that you have to add direct labor and direct expenses. Then you will get prime cost. After getting the prime cost, you have to add factory overheads. Factory overheads includes indirect material, indirect labor, factory rent, rates, power and fuel, factory lighting and so on. After adding all these factory overheads, you have to less sale of scrap if it is available. Then you have to add opening stock of work in progress, and from that opening stock of work in progress you have to less closing stock of work in progress. Then you will get works cost. After getting works cost, you have to add office or administrative overheads. Office or administrative overheads includes office rent rates, office lighting, office stationery, depreciation and repairs of office furniture, office salaries and so on, all office overheads. After adding office overheads, you will get cost of production. In cost of production, you have to add opening stock of finished goods and less closing stock of finished goods. Then you will get cost of production of goods sold. After getting the cost of production goods sold, you have to add selling and distribution overheads. In selling and distribution overheads, salesman salaries, salesman's commission, showroom expenses, showroom rent rates, advertisement, sales office rent rates, traveling expenses, warehouse rent and rates and so on, all selling and distribution overheads. You will get total cost or cost of goods sold, and in that you have to add profit or less loss if any, and then you will get selling price or sales amount. I hope you understand the cost sheet concept. We have seen in this video the meaning of cost sheet, components of cost sheet, why we prepare this cost sheet, means objective of preparing of cost sheet, and then format of cost sheet. Thank you.